Well, let me start off this video with an apology. I had every intention of doing this yesterday, but I had a migraine, and those have a nasty habit of, well, completely paralyzing me. I have to lay down and do absolutely nothing at all when I get one, so I apologize. Though, I wonder why I had one. Usually when I have a migraine, it's because there's something stressing me, but there's nothing remotely stressful about my life these days, so maybe it was just, oh well, I don't know, and I don't really care either, to be honest. It's gone, so what can I say? Anyway, remember that tournament I was talking about in the last video? Well, there was a little bit about Garchomp that I completely missed in Bulbagarden's article, and it was the fact that not only was it forbidden from being on the same team as Tyranitar or Hippowdon, but it could not have any items either. Now, as I said, not using Sandvale doesn't make quite a big difference, but not using items, on the other hand, it's, well, I'll be honest, it's completely crippling because there's no such thing as a filler item on Garchomp. It really needs an item. Whether it's a Shuca Berry, a Yache Berry, or a Choice Scarf, depending on what you want to defend against. And yes, it's a bit odd to talk of the Choice Scarf as a defensive option, but when it comes to Garchomp, that's exactly what it is. And that's because, well, you put a Choice Scarf on Garchomp to avoid both Ice moves and Dragon moves, because while Garchomp doesn't have a quadruple weakness to Dragon moves, especially Outrage and Draco Meteor, are still strong enough that they can put a huge dent into Garchomp. As I said, it's not exactly Ice Beam or Blizzard or whatever, but they're still pretty effective when it comes to countering Garchomp. And it's not for nothing that the Choice Scarf was by far the most popular item on Garchomp in the Suspect ladder, especially when Latios was there, because we all know how hard Latios can hit, even without the Soul Dew, because it's important to remind everyone the Soul Dew wasn't allowed on the Suspect ladder, because obviously Soul Dew, Latias, and Latios will definitely stay banned for the remainder of the series' existence, which, with any luck, will still continue for quite a while. But anyway, I will come back to this tournament thing later on, because right now I'm just gonna see first if the blockade of boulders is still there. No, it's completely gone, so at least those guys figured out that they could use Pokémon to do work for them, and not that it indicates that they actually did so, but still, obviously, I've been here in gameplay terms not even an hour ago, so obviously it takes Pokemon to remove boulders that quickly, and okay, yeah, by the way, I am heading to the gym, the last one in the game, and it is, of course, Blue, which we've already encountered in Cinnabar, and the gym's entirely made of Legos. Why Legos? I have no idea, but still, there are a few people who are sad that the Legos didn't come back in Hard Gold and Soul Silver, but there's a puzzle, and there are underlings now, even, with, you know, the directional tiles that Team Rocket is so fond of, you know, on their bases at Celadon and Five Island, for example. Okay, Johto's gyms must be pretty pathetic then. Well, just take a look at their levels. They're all inferior to those in Kanto, except for Janine, but that's not quite the point. But then again, levels are only relative from a gameplay point of view, because in terms of canon, doesn't mean much actually. Because to be honest, any bird keeper could be gym leader in Violet if levels really mattered. And speaking of birds, well, we've got Pidgeot, which once again is Blue's lead. I must remind you that it's the exact same team that I fought in the championship battle in Red and Blue, but with levels slightly lower. Yep, that's another trainer whose levels got lower in the last 3 years, though not by too much, thankfully. So Pidgeot obviously went down with a Thunderbolt. Rhydon should go down with a Surf, though really I can't imagine surviving that kind of hit with that shoddy special defense and the quadruple weakness. It has loads of HP though, and it definitely shows when it comes to that HP bar going down. Because, well, this is going to be a long battle, but for all the wrong reasons. Why did they design those games so that the HP bar would take so long to take down near the end of the game? Well, Executor, which is obviously going to be taken down by Flamethrower, and even though it's not making much of a difference, I still feel somewhat robbed by the fact that I don't have access to Sacred Fire. I mean, even though the damage output is the exact same, though they reversed the power and accuracy, that 50% chance of a burn would have been quite nice if anyone even survived the move to begin with, and I think everything who hit with Flamethrower so far, it killed in one hit. So, Gyarados, you should know the formula we faced. So many of them late in the red LP that is the usual formula. A quick Thunderbolt is going to be enough to bring it down, and Gyarados doesn't even have the benefit of a good special attack this time around. Alakazam, I'm going to keep Raikou in because I think a Crunch should be able to beat it. I don't think I needed Tyranitar to do the job. I mean, it's got Stab on Crunch, but Raikou's got a better special attack, so while it's not quite as strong as Tyranitar's, well, Raikou's was more than enough. So, finally we have Arcanine, so we're gonna send back Suicune to take care of it, and look at its face, it looks completely scared! Or maybe it's just, oh, Extreme Speed Arcanine! Maybe I should have expected that. Nonetheless, Suicune takes the hit like a champ, and now we're gonna see why Arcanine is so scared. I don't think that's what they were going for with that sprite, but still, that's what it looks like. Yeah, I was a bit worried because the HP bar stopped moving for a little bit when it was deep in the red. So, obviously, Blue is surprised. Well, I told you I'm good! Take this, it's the Earth badge. Yeah, it's the ground gym, though, by my count, he's only got the one Rhydon as a ground Pokemon. Yeah, I was wrong. Well, actually, this is a first for Blue as well, to acknowledge someone else's strength. Well, maybe he did at the very end in Red, but if he wasn't open about it as much as he was just now. So now that I have all 16 badges, I still have something left to do, and that is go see Professor Oak. He says he has a reward for me. I don't know if it's access to Mount Silver or if it's something else. Well, I guess we're going to be seeing that right now. Badges of Gym and Kanto, thank you very much. Yeah, of course, it was your assessment. Okay, yeah, it's access to Mount Silver, and, well, home to many wild Pokemon in there. Oh yeah, it's too dangerous for your average trainer. Yeah, fear those level 38 Tangelas. Wow. Go up to Indigo Plateau. Oh, he wants me to go there from Indigo Plateau? Go back all the way through Victory Road? Well, sorry, but I'm going to go through Viridian instead. It's much faster. So now, as a little recap, all that's left to do now is the Mount Silver area, and also I am keeping the Silence Bridge for after the marathon. And incidentally, it occurred to me today that I not only didn't do the Silence Bridge area, but I didn't do Route 11 as well. For those of you who may not remember, it's the one that connects Vermilion City to the Silence Bridge area, and there's also Diglett's Cave along the way, so I didn't do that route. I guess I'm going to do it at the same time as the Silence Bridge area. So, yeah, Route 22 one last time. I'm saying this because I came here a lot for rematches on Route 26 and 27, all off camera, of course. So we're almost at 10 minutes, so I'm just going to save this video.